We're going to start a video on the Cen-Tech high resolution digital video inspection camera, or Borescope, whatever you want to call it. But basically it's just a camera with an extended small diameter wand that allows you to take images in tight spaces. In my case, I bought it primarily for engine inspection. I can stick it through most spark plug holes, can stick it through intake runners on intake on a head, and stick it through exhaust ports. And it just lets me do a little bit of pre-diagnosing before I jump into an engine. Talk a little bit about price point before we get started. This is the more advanced camera that Cen-Tech makes, and it's sold through Harbor Freight. And price point on this one's about $200 is their price. If you get it on sale, or if you incorporate coupons, you can get it more in the $150 range, which is about the range we got it in when we purchased it. It has you'll see it when we pull it out here, it has a 3.5-inch video screen, 8.5mm diameter camera, has rechargeable batteries, has the ability for a 5x digital zoom, has a video out cable as well as a USB connection, and it also has an SD card for saving videos that you take while doing an inspection. A little later in this video we'll show you one inspection or a couple of inspection videos put together that I took of a motor today, my first use of this camera, and I'll show you what that turned out like. This thing is capable of black and white or color. I don't know its resolution right off, but more than reasonable for what I was doing. Here is the camera wand wound up here within the box, and I can't remember its length either. I think it was 39 inches or something of that sort. It's quite lengthy. The two ends, this end is the camera end, and then this end is the end that plugs into the handheld device. So you've got quite a bit of length there to work with. It's quite flexible and malleable for getting into tight spaces. Some accessories in the box. As I said, it has lithium-ion batteries, rechargeable, and so this is the charger that comes with it. When I got mine, I charged it for about 4 or 5 hours till I got a green light on the handheld. And then there's also an AV out cable, so if there's an AV out plug on the side, you can plug it into a monitor, or if you want to review your videos after the fact, you can plug it into a television and see them in quite a large size. Then there's also a USB cable, which is a USB to micro USB cable, and that can be used primarily for transferring files to a computer, things like that. And then there's a small accessory packet. I won't take all this out, but there's basically attachments you can put on the end of the camera. One of them is a reverse looking mirror so that you can see behind the opening that you're going into. One of them is a hook, for example, if you want to fetch a string in a wall for pulling a wire, things like that. And then another one is a magnet that can allow you to pick up metal parts. Could be very useful if you drop something into an intake runner or something of that sort, where you can not just catch it with a magnet, but you can actually see yourself catching with a magnet and not just be fishing around blindly. So those components, attachments that come with it, and then the actual handheld is, as I said earlier, is a 3.5-inch video screen on this handheld. This one still has the plastic coating on it. It's not quite as clear as it would be otherwise, but and then a number of control features here. Up here on the front is the charge indication, and then here is where the camera wand attaches to it. We'll go ahead and attach that, and I'll show you. There's a keyway on the end of the camera here, and that lines up with a keyway here on the handheld, and then that just pushes together, and then this slips forward, and push it all the way in. That slips forward and then tightens on to the wand, and it's just that simple. That's simple to put together. Power it on here on top, power plug, or power button, excuse me, and it comes up and says Cen-Tech, and then it says Harbor Freight. You'll notice that on the end of the wand is lighting. You can control this lighting. You can dim it, you can turn it off, and then you can bring it back up in strength to its maximum, however you like it. We'll turn it off for now so it doesn't blind us too much, and then we'll just set that thing out of the way for now. But on the screen it shows you some of the options. Is your record time available on the SD card. This is whether you're in video or in photo mode. So you can be in photography photo mode, or you can be in video mode. There's an SD indicator here in the top corner which says that the SD card's installed, battery life indication, and then date and time. I've not set the date and the time. On the side, I failed to mention it, but on the side here you have your audio or your video out. So it says TV. See if you can see that or not. And then there's your USB, and then this is your charge port. And then there it says TF. This is your your SD microchip that allows you to store videos onto it, and you can simply push that in. It comes out. You can put it in your computer, or you can just leave it in there. Use your USB transfer capability, or your TV out capability to view on the screen or on the television, and you can keep them stored in there. There's a setup, allows you to go through some of the advanced settings, date and time, language, your TV out. It can be NTSC or PAL, and then you have choice of color, black and white. You can format your media, yes or no. In my case, I'm going to say no because I have some on there. And there's a help screen. That's your setup screen. This upper button here allows you to delete videos that are stored on the card, and it also flips your screen upside down, right side up, reverse, however you'd like it to be. And then over here, this is a function that accesses your video card, and then you can play video that you recorded. This is what I recorded today of the inside of an engine, and I'm going to put that into this video, and you'll see some of what I saw today on this camera as I was investigating an engine. So it's quite reasonable. It has the features and functions I want, and the price point's pretty good. You can look around for yourself. You can find these things. I have a similar capability, 200 and up. Generally, might be able to occasionally find them more close to the price range that I paid for this one. But again, one of the things I like about Harbor Freight, you could choose to have a warranty program. You have somewhere directly to take it back to if it doesn't work right when you first get it. There's some upsides to using a major retailer like Harbor Freight or something like this. I have seen others like this labeled with other manufacturers' names, and it's simply an indication that one factory pumps out basically the same equipment and drops various names on it for various companies that purchase from them. So anyway, that's the functionality of the camera and how it works and what it does. Just to kind of summarize my review of it before I show you some video footage, I like it a lot. It saved me today, and I'll show you the video, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it after the video segment's over. So you just saw those video segments. If you noticed early on, you saw kind of a half moon shiny place. So overall what you were seeing, the field of view was through the spark plug hole into the cylinder, and mostly what you saw in your field of view was the piston, the top of the piston. You might have noted that it was sort of oily, and that's because that piston was moving a lot of oil into it because of the failure. But you also notice a shiny half moon section on the piston. That is apparently where a valve or a valve seal hit that piston at some point. That apparently that valve, it's not valve seal, excuse me, valve seat. Apparently that valve seat disintegrated, and when it did, if you notice a little bit later in the video on the left, basically it bashed a hole in the side of the piston near the piston skirt, or near the where the wrist pin exits, the thinnest portion of the piston, and it took out the rings and marred up the block and tore up the piston, and most likely put metal fines into the oil, which likely chewed up bearings and crank journals, and yeah, it was not good. Basically, I was looking at that car as a potential purchase. It has a 5.7 liter Chrysler Hemi motor in it, and was giving consideration to rebuilding that motor, putting that car back together and selling it. And I'm going to tell you, this camera paid for itself today. Had I bought that car and I tried to rebuild that motor, I think odds are it would have not worked well at all, worked out at all. So this camera paid for itself today. So from that perspective, you know, I can't say enough good about it. We'll see how long it lasts and how well it performs in its lifetime. But like I say, right now, I'm quite fond of it, and it saved me money and saved me headaches. Felt very sorry for the young man who owns the car, because now it's going to be a bit difficult for him to, you know, he now knows the reality, and so he realizes that you know, the car's pretty well done for, and you know, short of a lot of money being invested into it, most likely a new block. There's an off chance it's rebuildable, but I wasn't willing to bet my money on it today. So anyway, love my new camera. Very functional. It's going to be very useful for me, in auto mechanicking, to be able to look into places that would otherwise be blind to, so that you can make proper evaluation of the condition of equipment. Will I use it elsewhere? Absolutely. I'll stick it in walls. I'll stick it wherever it'll be useful for making a job easier. And I think until you have one, you don't even necessarily appreciate how useful something like this could be. So, thumbs up from me. Let's see if it lasts. Thanks for watching.